I was on a date. It went well. It was one of those dates where you're like, yes, he's almost definitely going to kiss me goodnight. We were about 3 blocks away from my apartment building. He was like, oh, why are we stopping here? I thought you lived in the 90s. I started stammering because I didn't really want to admit what the issue was. And then finally I said, it's my doorman. My doorman was my friend.
My name is Guzim. I was with open heart to help her because I liked her as a human being.
There were some gentlemen callers who would wait in the lobby for me to take me out, like that sort of old-fashioned thing when your date met your dad.
We had such a good understanding, passing by in the lobby, sometimes without saying any word, just looking at each other. When I shake the head and said, which means I was not quite convinced.
He's from Albania. He spent 20 years of his life in a labor camp.
My father, he was accused of coup d'etat and was condemned for life. After the collapse of Berlin Wall, I won a qualification to come to America. A friend of mine found me a place to start as a doorman, and I get stuck there when I met Julie.
For someone who's highly educated, he wasn't always treated that well by the people who lived in the building.
I used to be a chemical engineer. I am, can I say, overqualified doorman.
He rolled with it. He just didn't care about petty, upper middle class, 2 cars, 1 for hockey gear, 1 for date night living.
We had so many pains. The mantra was no complaints. Let's look to find the beautiful things, to watch the river or to go up the mountain after work.
I met someone at school.
He was a modern guy.
I think of his face and I still will break out in a sweat.
Tricky a little bit for me.
He was irresistible. One thing led to another. About 2 weeks after that, I realized that I was pregnant. Whoopsie. Kazim was one of the first people to know.
She was very emotional.
He had no dog in the race. He was just my friend.
I said, Julia, everything is going to be all right. When my sister in labor camp got pregnant, my older sister said, Guzim, this is a gift. I remembered that. I said, Julia, this is a gift.
I just slowly told everyone, including my daughter's father. I just said, you're off the hook. We both know we're not going to spend the rest of our lives together. I had my baby, and then my parents came and picked me up and drove me home. Kazim was there when we pulled up.
I'm not supposed to leave the door, but I do for special people.
He had tears in his eyes. I had tears in my eyes.
It was a wonderful moment. I said, beautiful.
He didn't think I needed to follow conventions and get married just because a baby was on the way.
The care and love grew much more up because you became double.